Hello. Yeah, okay. What do you think of the new set? It's good, isn't it? It's good, and it's beautiful, and you know what makes it beautiful? I'm in it. Yeah, so it's been a little while, I know. How you doing? I thought I'd christen the brand new set with a top 10 video, top 10 autumn fragrances. It's been a whole year since I did a top 10 autumn fragrance video. Let's cut straight to the chase, shall we? Which is unusual for me, if I'm honest. I'm sort of changing it up a bit and trying to get straight to the point. Yada, yada, yada. You've seen a top 10 seasonal list before. These are all the fragrances that I've worn this season. This should have been able to return to the #1 spot. This is Kiste by Slumberhouse. This is the fragrance that I've worn absolutely the most this year by far, but it's discontinued, or it isn't. I don't know what's going on with Slumberhouse. I love their sort of weird kind of mysterious edge that they've got with their fragrance releases, but I don't know what's going on, and you don't know what's going on, and so that's a little bit rubbish. But Slumberhouse is Kiste. If you have it, wear it again, because it's just so damn good. And look at this, I'm getting into tweed at the moment. That's going to be my next incarnation. I'm just going to be wearing like a lot of tweed, and I love this like tweed. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, you know what I mean? Tweed brown jacket. Absolutely loving it, right? And this has gone really well with the tweed jacket. So and it's even like the same color, so that's pretty cool. Lovely, lovely fragrance. And you know what? You're looking pretty good yourself. I know what you're thinking, George. You're looking really well at the moment. I know. I've been doing this thing right called looking after myself. I can't believe it, can you? Just can't believe it. But I actually have been doing all right. And you're looking really well. I've noticed. You're looking really well yourself. Congratulations. Been going to the gym? You've been doing all that? Great. Absolutely amazing. Number 10 is this. This is Mists of Time by Daniel Gallagher. So you smell this and you could be easily sort of led to believe that this is just your bog standard Aventus clone kind of thing, and it does have birch, and it has patchouli, and it has black currant or blackberry. It's listed as blackcurrant, which of course Aventus has, but this actually is a little bit darker to me. I actually thought this was going more towards blackberry. Anyway, the biggest difference with this is that it starts off with a heady orange ensemble, and this is like more the small oranges, like the mandarins, the satsumas of the world, that sort of nice, tangy, scrumptious, juicy, full-bodied sweet orange. That really comes through with this one. The opening is odd and actually can smell quite medicinal. Smell like a little bit like Calpol. It's like you've put Aventus on and then rubbed Calpol over that area. But as it dries down, this is absolutely an amazing fragrance. So if you haven't checked this out, I would highly recommend it, and it's been great on warmer autumn days. Number 9, to add to that with sort of warm, we have actually had some nice warm days here in Edinburgh. Tom Ford Ombre Leather Le Parfum. This is essentially ombre leather, but I have a studio light here, and we have like a dimmer, like a filter on it that dims it so that the light isn't as harsh, and that's sort of like what this is. This is ombre leather, but with a light dimmer on it, and it just takes it down, takes the sharpness down. I still love ombre leather, but I really have been enjoying this as well. I'm thinking of doing a comparison video, but this is ombre leather, but with a blunted edge and a more powdery scent. And for some people, that's not going to be worth it. Totally understand. But for me, I've enjoyed it. I like it. And I think that this is something I'm going to be wearing in spring and summer evenings. But a great fragrance overall. Okay, so number 8 is, I think it's Sigh Bohème, and that's by Tio Carbonell. Tio Carbonell has been getting some good press in Fragcom. I really enjoy this. Really enjoy this. But you've got to hear me out. All right, listen to what I'm about to say, because this is a little bit crazy. This smells like Chanel No. 5 with banoffee syrup, like heavy banoffee, warm, nice, pleasant banoffee syrup poured over it. Absolutely surreal. Shouldn't work in some ways, but this is Chanel No. 5 with a good, genuine, fresh bouquet of flowers, and you get vanilla and banoffee pie drizzle syrup, and you just pour it all over that. Absolutely nuts. Not for everybody at all, but I freaking love this. Number 7 is this. If you told me one day that this was in a top 10 list, one of my top 10 lists, I would have been absolutely shocked. I would have said that that's not going to happen. But I love Sauvage Elixir. This is great. I think I like it for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's actually kind of different. It's something that's really quite different in designer world, and we aren't getting different or interesting releases usually in designer world, especially from the past like 3 years. Number 2, it's a designer that uses a really heavy lavender note, and lavender has actually been sort of openly attacked by IFRA and EU regulations and things like that over the past few years. I mean, that's why Le Mal has sort of really been dented, because it doesn't have the earthy lavender. That's the sort of main reason why Le Mal sort of fell to the wayside for quite a lot of people. So lavender has been difficult to produce. Lavender has been difficult to put into designer fragrance. It's more cozy and has more sort of warm pillows attached to it than Versace Eros. This is a great, genuine, wonderful fragrance, and I'm looking forward to, now that I have it, to exploring it a lot more. Next up is a Fragrance Apprentice staple. This is Hugo Boss, the scent Private Accord. You already know what I think about this. You get that 70% bitter dark chocolate, like Lindor's. You get that, you put a bit of coffee, and then you smash it together with a great icing, sugary designer smell, you know, from the past 5 years, and you get something that's really, really wearable. Gets a lot of attention, lots of compliments, a lot of great feedback, and women do love this one, and I'm not just the only person who thinks that. Okay, so this next fragrance I feel a little bit unusual about, because I probably shouldn't like this fragrance as much as I do, but I do love this fragrance for a variety of different reasons. But there's one main reason why. This is Gucci Guilty Parfum Parum, not Le Parfum. That is not the same as this fragrance. This is all the Gucci Guilty DNA from the 2010s. You put it into one bottle, you heighten up the volume, you heighten up the richness, and you get this. So wearable. This has been my dumb reach fragrance. This is a fragrance that I've been wearing so much over the autumn because it really is just easy, and it's just a nice little bit of nostalgia, you know. I really loved a little bit of Gucci Guilty back in the day, and this is Gucci Guilty with its bizarre, surreal, sweet, sugary, bran flaky kind of smell that's going on, with a lot of different designer aldehydic notes that are all made in a laboratory and aren't really real, but it works, and it's nice, and it's pleasant, and yeah, I'd highly recommend it. And I will tout this fragrance. I will try and make this fragrance a lot more popular than it is at the moment. Another one, Strong With You Intensely. You already know my feelings about this. Great hazelnut toffee caramel scent. You already know, if you want a people-pleasing fragrance for a very reasonable price and something that can combat the cold and do very well. I've done tons of videos about this. I've mentioned this so many times, but go check it out. And now we come to the final 3. Okay, so I think that we all know this. I think that these final 3 will tell you everything that you need to know about where my fragrance journey is and where my taste is. Bvlgari Man in Black, no question, one of the greatest men's fragrances ever produced, and one of the greatest men's fragrances on the market today. Wonderful, spicy, sexy, but with a little bit of sweetness that I really, really like. And what you're going to see in here is that the sweetness will be decreasing from number 3 all the way to number 1, where you still have sweetness, but, you know, not too much. But Bvlgari Man in Black, I've already talked about it a million times, but Jesus, if you haven't tried this, then I really don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. This is an amazing, amazing fragrance. I'm going to be doing a video probably soon called The Only Creed Worth Buying Anymore. And it will be this fragrance, and this is Royal Oud by Creed. Again, I've done a million videos on this, but I think that it needs to be talked about yet again, but also about the fact that Creed is in free fall at the moment, which is a real shame. Peppery, spicy, sexy, manly. I mean, this is something that if you're wanting to smell very masculine, if you're wanting to transform the perception of who you are around people that you don't know, this is going to help you with that, because this is such an intoxicating and brilliant masculine scent, one of the greatest of all time. Don't buy it retail, please don't be silly, but yeah, with discount and stuff like that, then if you can get this at a good price, you should. But my number 1 fragrance is something that I haven't really talked about on this channel. I don't think too much, maybe I've mentioned it once or twice. Yeah, I've had this for quite a little while, no surprise really when you find out who it's by, but this is my fragrance right now. This is my main fragrance that I'm wearing. This is from the house of Renier called Kiste, and it's funny because I loved Kisse's Rain very much. I thought it was brilliant, and Kisse's Rain is still a great fragrance, and I still really appreciate it, but my taste has moved on, and I've moved on as a person since whenever I reviewed that in 2017. You know, I have a little bit more, or I have a little bit of a less sweeter exterior, and a little bit more kind of forward thinking in what I want to do and what I want to achieve and stuff like that. And I feel less like a kid and more like a man. This is fantastic, and you know, Bvlgari was too far. Renier released a fragrance called Bvlgari. I did a review on that as well, but it was too much. It was too far, and I really loved it, and I really appreciated it as an artistic piece. But it was too much, man. It was just too intense. But Kiste is Bvlgari, but it's toned down. It's not like as depressive, and it's not as sort of nihilistic in its worldview. This is more confident. This has still got that edge and that rugged edge, but it's more confident, and it is a little bit more optimistic. This is like that classic thing where you love your barnyard, you love your horse manure kind of oud smells, but there are so many fragrances that go off the cliff and into sometimes literally a pile of shit. This is the fragrance on the cliff, looking down, but not jumping and not falling. This is literally on the precipice of being a fragrance that I wouldn't go nowhere near. This is on a knife's edge, but because it's able to contain itself a little bit and has that great sweetness, this is absolutely amazing. I will be doing a review. I don't know if it can be a massive, jaunty, dramatic review, but this is one of the greatest ouds that I've experienced. It's so powerful, it's so dramatic, and so masculine, and very, very confident. A truly, truly wonderful, confident fragrance, and this is my number one right now. Of course, it's interesting because that has been my top 10 autumn fragrances for 2022. I'm finally back, and I'm going to try and stay back for an extended period of time. So I will be seeing you very soon. Anyway, thanks very much. Hope you enjoy the fragrances. What are your 10 awesome fragrances that you're enjoying right now? Thanks. Bye.